Hey troublemakers, let me show you how to make these really cool snowflakes. They're quick and easy to make. You can make them with smaller threads so they look a little smaller like this. You could use a DK weight type of yarn to make them a little bigger. That's just for comparison. Today I'm going to show you how to make them with DK weight yarn just so you can see what I'm doing, but the size of the crochet hook and the yarn is completely up to you depending on your project. So let's get started with the foundational ring. I went ahead and did a slip knot here just so that I can cast it on my crochet hook, and then I'm going to chain 6. And then I'm going to join the 6th one with the first one. Here we are. Now we have our foundational ring. So that's, now we're starting with round 1. We're going to chain 3. And then we are going to double crochet once into the ring. And now we have this pair of double crochets together here. And now we're going to do this, we're going to chain 2, and then we are going to crochet into the ring again. We're going to double crochet twice. So there's 1, here's 2. And now we're going to repeat this 4 more times so that we have 6 all the way around. And that way we're starting to create the shape of the hexagon. So 1, 2, double crochet. All right, we made it to the end of the first round, and I'm going to show you how to finish off this round. So you can see this is kind of what you should have right now. Let's go ahead and do 1 more double crochet, or that last double crochet that's going to go into the ring, and then we're going to chain 2. And now what we want to do is that we want to find that 3rd chain that we made, and then we want to join our work. So there we are with a slip stitch. This is kind of what yours should look like at this point. Now what we're going to do for round 2, we're going to chain 3. We're going to double crochet into this first double crochet. And then we're going to double crochet into that chain 2 space. Got it? So you should have 3 double crochets at this point, including that chain 3 that we made. Now you're going to chain 2. You're going to double crochet into this space. And now you're going to double crochet into that first double crochet. Go into the next double crochet. And then double crochet 1 last time in that chain 2 gap. And you should have 4 double crochets all the way across. And that's what we're going to continue to repeat all the way around. You're going to chain 2. You're going to double crochet into that space. Double crochet into the next 3 double crochets, the next 2 double crochets. And then the last double crochet is going to be in this space. And so make sure that you have 4 double crochets every time you do this before you start your next chain 2. And I will meet you at the end so I can show you how to finish off this round, and then we start the next round, and we're almost there. We're 90% of the way there, I'm sure. I'll see you at the end. Okay, we're already here towards the end. This is what you should have so far. You should start to take the shape of a hexagon so far. We're almost finished. And I already have 3 double crochets here before I end this section. I'm going to double crochet one more time into this space, and then I'm going to chain 2. And remember how we started off with only 3 double crochets here at the beginning? That's because we're going to add 1 more double crochet into this space. And now we're going to join. And you're going to join with the 3rd chain that you made. Okay, here we are. And now you have joined these stitches, and that's your 2nd round. So now we're on to the 3rd and last round. We're going to chain 1, and then after that chain 1, you're going to chain 3. And now you're going to join the 4th one with the 1st chain that you made. And this is where you're making that first little detail. Now we're going to chain, crochet, single crochet here into that next double crochet. Single crochet again, single crochet once more into that gap. Here we are. And now you're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is what you should have so far. And you're going to join that last stitch with your first chain that you made. Here we are. Now that you've gotten to this point, you are going to chain 8. There we are, and you're going to join that last chain with the first one. Here we are. And now you're going to chain 6 one more time. And you guessed it, you are going to join that last chain with the first one you made here. And this is kind of what you should have right now. It's detached, but we're going to attach it back into the snowflake. Just single crochet right into that chain 2 space. And there it is. And then don't forget about this space right here. You're going to single crochet in there one more time. You're going to single crochet again into the next one. And then here, we're going to continue repeating that pattern. You are going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you're going to join that 4th chain with the first chain you made. And just join it with a slip stitch. Single crochet once, single crochet into the next double crochet, and then your last single crochet is going to end up in that chain 2 space, and you're going to start again. You're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're going to join it. So make sure you do this all the way around, and I will meet you at the end so we can bind this off. All right, so checking in, how are you doing? Is your piece looking like this by this point? Make sure that every corner that you got to in those chain 2 spaces that you were chaining 4, then doing a slip, that you were joining them with a slip stitch, and then from there you were chaining 8, joining with a slip stitch, chaining 6 again, joining with a slip stitch, and then you were going to chain single crochet, once, twice, and then you were going to start the next chain 4, and then join, and then start single crocheting again, and then start the same pattern in the next chain 2 space. So you would be doing that for every corner, and this is what you should have so far. Right now I've only done the 5 corners. I'm about to finish the last one and then show you how to bind this off. but just wanted to check in and make sure that this is looking good. If you have any questions, feel free to drop it in the comments. All right, I just did the last cluster here, the last bit, and I'm going to attach it back into the snowflake, and I'm going to chain one at the end, single crochet here into that chain 2 space. I'm going to single crochet once more. And then in here, I'm just going to do like a slip stitch and just bind it off. Go ahead and cut this. And then pull it through. And just tighten that a little bit. And here we are. Here's what you should have so far. And let me go ahead and clean this up. I'm going to cut this off. And then one of the things that you could do if you wanted is grab this and use it to make a tag or to make like a Christmas ornament for your tree. And you could do that. But other people, I'm other people, I will just go ahead and sew it back into the project just to hide it. And let me show you how I can do that, or how I like to do that. So we're going to work from the back, and I'm just going to try to find just a few loops in here that I can hide it in. And just go through that with my needle. And then I'm finding these really good ones that I can go through and then just hide the tail into that. Then I just pull it through like that. And then just pull it around a bit. And that seems to suffice for me. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it at that spot. And there we are. We have a snowflake, and you'll see the edges are curling in a little bit. So you could definitely block it to give it a bit of a more stiff, a bit of a more flat look to it. But there you have it. It was quick and easy. You can make many of these in like one sitting. And this is how it would look after you block it. It'll look more flat. You'll be able to define the edges a little nicer. And then you can use it for your decorations. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Also, if you're wondering about a pattern, these are being referenced from Caitlin Sainio's Christmas snowflakes. Let me find it out. Let me find it for you. And then I'll post it on the video and you can find it there. And you can find the written and also the chart if you need that to go along with this video. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching.